has wreaked havoc in Minneapolis this week. And inside the Armory, the forecast calls for punches and bunches, producing plenty of heat. It is leather weather. Two fighters who love to chuck leather face off in a 140-pound battle scheduled for 10 rounds. Elvis Rodriguez versus Joseph Adorno. They have scored 26 stoppages in 30 combined wins. 23-year-old Adorno, he's responsible for 14 of those victories via KO or TKO, riding a 3-fight winning streak, including a 10-round unanimous decision win over the previously unbeaten Hugo Roldan in September of last year in the main event of Showbox The New Generation. It was a second-round knockdown off a counter left hook that proved to be the difference in the bout, as all three judges turned in 95-94 scorecards in Adorno's favor. And hey, Adorno says, quote, "Rodriguez is scared. He thinks I'm just a walkover, and that's not going to happen. I'm a 135-pounder, but I came up to his weight just to prove that I can hang with the elites." Close quote. His opponent, Elvis Rodriguez, coming off the longest break of his career, 336 days. He bounced back from his first career defeat, a majority decision loss to 20-1 underdog Kenneth Sims Jr. to knock out his last two opponents. His most recent fight, hey, it came right here at the Armory against Juan Jose Velasco last March. Rodriguez scored effectively with right hooks and finished the fight with 3 7th-round knockdowns, and he is proving to continue to grow as an all-around fighter, because in that fight, 34% of his total connects were body punches. All right, Al, let's take a closer look at the numbers between these two former highly regarded prospects.
Well, you alluded to Adorno stepping up in weight. This is actually the highest he has ever weighed in a fight. On his previous fight, he did come in for the 140-pound limit, but he sees himself as truly a 135-pound fighter. As for the height and reach advantage for Rodriguez, that bothered Adorno when he fought Michel Rivera, a taller fighter with a reach advantage. We'll see if he can get past that tonight.
Rodriguez agrees with Adorno that this fight will end via knockout, and the rules for tonight's fights: only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell, and the fight becomes official after 4 completed rounds. A great crowd has braved the conditions to gather here at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it is time for the official ring introductions with the one and only Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the Armory here in the beautiful city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, as Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming your way, and it's all brought to you by TGB Promotions, Warriors Boxing, and Showtime. And at this time, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. Well, fans, presenting our judges scoring tonight's opening attraction: from Minnesota, Scott Erickson; from Wisconsin, Mike Fitzgerald; and from Illinois, Patrick Morley. Presenting our third man to the ring, the referee in charge. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions, John Shorley. All right, fans, here we go. Super lightweights in the ring. We're scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first, on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing purple trunks with silver trim, fighting out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, as he represents Manuela Perez, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds. With a record of 17 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, he has 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the battle-ready contender known as Blessed Hands, introducing Joseph Adorno. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with multicolored trim, hailing from and representing Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He weighed in at 139 3/4 pounds. His fine record stands at 13 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, with 12 big wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the hard-hitting southpaw contender, known as the Dominican Kid, introducing Elvis Rodriguez. 10 rounds of boxing. Once again, a referee in charge, John Shorley, now to give instructions.
Okay, these chunks are good here. Give me a good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
The man in charge, referee John Shorley, with 31 years of pro experience. This is his 599th professional bout. Again, we talked about two former highly regarded prospects who slipped on the proverbial banana peel but are rebuilding their careers, and a big time opportunity for them here tonight as Elvis Rodriguez meets Joseph Adorno. And we mentioned it, Adorno, who has competed at 140 pounds, as you mentioned, Al, this is the heaviest he would have weighed, but he says he's a 135er, and for Elvis Rodriguez, we have seen him learn a big lesson from the Kenneth Sims affair, where he started to utilize all of his skills and started to become that pressure fighter that we know he's capable of being.
Yeah, it was a big performance, a comeback performance, if you will, from him. You know, Adorno has had a 7-week fight camp for this fight, and unlike a number of recent fights where he had short notice, he thinks that's really going to help him.
Yeah, one thing I'm liking right off the back is from Adorno, he's not in his back foot. He's usually using the whole ring, running around. But no, he's staying in the center of the ring, jabbing really well. Winning the battle of the jabs right now, Adorno. You want to keep doing that against Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has power in both hands. His last 12 knockdowns, how about this? 6 with the left, 6 with the right. Very even.
A balanced attack.
Yes. That would be
bad intentions. Midway point of the first round, a battle of jabs. Adorno with a 2-inch reach disadvantage as he avoids the jab to the midsection by the southpaw Rodriguez.
Yeah, really great defense right there from Adorno, taking the jab away from Rodriguez. And let's not forget, Adorno is a really good counter puncher. So we'll see if he counter punches from that jab.
Final minute of the opening round, a tactical start with Rodriguez recording 2 first-round knockouts. Last one came against Danny Murray in July of 2020, while Adorno has 8 first-round KOs. Last one came against Juan Santiago in May of last year, but again facing a different level of opposition here this evening, as we are just over 30 seconds left in a hello, how are you opening round.
Yeah, they're taking their time getting to know each other here.
Yeah, really two, IQ boxers in there, really figuring each other out, collecting data for sure, Rodriguez and Adorno in this first round.
Each of them have landed 1 punch.
Time.
So we'll look at the keys for these men. For Rodriguez, be careful early, mostly because Adorno usually gets a quick start. He didn't have to worry about that quick start. They were both careful. Control the geography, and that he did do. Keep Adorno on the end of his punches with his height and reach. The right hook, while I said he's got power in both hands, I think the right hook is probably going to be the one punch he'll go to for power here tonight more. As for Adorno, start quick. Well, he didn't quite do that. Only might have won round 1, but don't fade. Sometimes he's faded in fights. Up the volume. He only throws 37 punches a round. Normally, I would think he'd want to do more. And the left hook is his big power punch. At the end of the day, if he's going to do something with power, it'll be that punch.
Their first round festival of jabs resulted in the crowd serenading them with verbal jabs. Adorno 2 punches, both jabs. Rodriguez, 1 punch, a jab. No power punches thrown in the first 3 minutes of this fight, according to Show Stats.
That's intriguing. And you know, this crowd here is usually a very understanding crowd. They seldom do that. So
yes and no.
Well,
yes and no.
Hey, when you
always have really competitive, exciting fights here. So
well,
I
when
can
it's
see
2
why
to
the crowd
1,
is.
I can see why the crowd let it be known they're not
Right.
excited. That's a soccer score.
That's my point. It was a very calm first round, to be sure.
Yeah, but
Nice lead right hook by
these fighters will definitely
Rodriguez.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Adorno trying to find a way to get closer by irritating Rodriguez with the jab, unable to really move forward against Rodriguez, putting on the pressure.
Now you got to be a little bit smarter in the sense of Rodriguez. All right, he's jabbing. Adorno's taking that step back. 1, 2. All right, make sure you throw that left. Follow it up with the left hand, Rodriguez, because he's missing the jab constantly.
We talked about Rodriguez lone loss against a huge underdog in Kenneth Sims. Adorno's lone setback came against Michel Rivera via 10-round unanimous decision. He's also drawn twice.
Yeah, right. 2 draws. Well, he's 3-1-2 after a 14-0 start in his career. So
nice left hand there by Rodriguez right down the middle.
And you know, for Adorno, he's got to find a way, I think, at some point in this fight to make the distance work for him.
And now it's Rodriguez attacking the body, parrying the jab of Adorno.
And you know what? That's really interesting what you said right there, Al, because he's taking Rodriguez, distance away. That's for sure. But he's not finding his own. He's just making Rodriguez miss right now.
And Rodriguez counters to the body.
We need a little bit more offense from Adorno.
And, you know, the Rodriguez people said we're going to be patient early, and they don't want Adorno to shock him with some punch that they're surprised that he would land. So
Adorno did find the range there, landed the jab and then a left hook downstairs. 30 seconds left in the second session. Lead right hook to the body, glances off the rib cage of Adorno. Adorno now coming forward, splitting the guard with a couple of lead rights. There's a nice combination. The best two-punch sequence of the fight belongs to Elvis Rodriguez.
This is where Rodriguez used the jab and the straight left hand. Adorno trying to counter him at that point. As Morrow said, that was the point where we saw a little bit of action in that second round. Not too much of it.
Buen trabajo, no, tú estás bien, estamos bien, perfecto, ok, perfecto, buen trabajo, ok, vamos, bici, este está respetando mucho.
In Adorno's corner is Indio Rodriguez, who is replacing Raul Chino Rivas, who is the normal trainer for Adorno, but not here tonight. And for Rodriguez, Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach. You know, when Rodriguez started boxing, he was 11 years old, came across a t-shirt that featured Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach. His mother ended up buying it for her son as a gift and even said, hey, you're going to be trained by Freddie Roach one day. That turned out to be the case, and from what I understand, she is supposed to be in attendance here tonight watching her son for the first time, or so I heard.
Yes, exactly. I love that story. Melendez, Indio Melendez in the corner, he was with Adorno during the training part because Chino Rivas was going to be with Tevin Farmer at another fight. That fell through, but Adorno said, I'm going to still go with Indio because he trained me for this fight.
Another fill-out route. I mean, either one of these fighters has to find the range.
Yeah.
They got to close that gap, but they're both fighting from the outside. I mean, someone has to follow up the punches. It's not just the jab.
Both used to be a part of the top-ranked roster, and it was because of, well, performances like we have seen thus far in this cautious first 2+ rounds that led to them being released and now trying to rebuild their careers here. And this is an opportunity where someone has to seize the moment.
Yeah, and as we've pointed out, they've had recent performances that were intriguing and interesting, and now they're starting to try and get going a little. We saw Adorno double with the left hook, which is something he's going to have to do, and we saw Rodriguez following up off a jab. So I think we're bound to see in the next round or two a little bit more from both men.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened with Rodriguez when he fought Sims. I think he waited too much. He was waiting a lot, and then Adorno, he could find himself in that position as well.
Adorno able to attack the body with a short right hand.
And Sims, a stablemate of Adorno.
Jab parried again by Rodriguez. Rodriguez failing to find the range with his right-hand jab, and again Adorno lunging, managing to touch the midsection of Rodriguez at the end of that punch. Not doing really any damage. Rodriguez again goes hunting for that right hook to the body.
Yeah, but there it is again, just barely touching him with that right. I mean, you got to follow it up, and once again, it's more than one punch, 2 punches. You got to follow it up.
Adorno double jab in the right hand to the breadbasket.
Rodriguez is a natural righty, but when they put him righty when he was younger, he always switched back to lefty. It was just natural for him.
Rodriguez trying to get Adorno to bite down on the feint. Instead, Adorno bites down on his gum shield and delivers some power shots at the end of the round. Gum shield for our British friends.
You're doing a good job.
Well put.
I just want you to be a little more busy. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Do not sleep on him. Do not sleep on him. Be alive. Let's go. Let's go. More pressure. More pressure. He can't take the pressure. Take a nice little deep breath. We're in good. We're in condition. We did the job. We did the training. He's just seeing to see. He's seeing if I'm going to throw.
Well,
Keep doing that
Adorno would
job.
like to go downstairs as much as he can in this fight, and there he uses a jab to get in. That wasn't the perfect body shot, but it got there, and he wants to go downstairs, not just with that punch, but especially the left hook. He said he dreamed that he knocked Rodriguez out with a body shot. Well, find out if that's true.
If I could only share with you some of my dreams that didn't come true. Round 4, scheduled for 10 at 140 pounds, and Rodriguez immediately going to the body with the jab.
I dreamed I did a duet with Lady Gaga. That hasn't happened yet. Still working on that.
And you know what? That's a perfect punch to follow it up with the hook that Adorno's doing. The right to the body, and he's got a beautiful left hook, so he's got to follow up after the right hand.
Again, a probing jab from the shorter Adorno. Again, coming up in weight and trying to thwart the attack of the bigger Elvis Rodriguez. And Rodriguez trying to, again, get Adorno to bite down on his feints, but not a lot of offense. The occasional jab, not much in terms of combination punching. Both of them need to pump up the volume.
Yeah, and they're normally economical punchers. 37 around for Adorno, 48 for Rodriguez, but nothing approaching this sparsity of punches. And I think some of that just has to do with their approach to this fight. Yes. Adorno knows he's in against a big power puncher. Rodriguez doesn't want to give Adorno a chance to land something to surprise him, and so it's creating something, right?
As usual, the weather forecast was wrong.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Rodriguez being too cautious about the counter punching from Adorno. And Adorno is just not doing enough to pressure and to close that gap.
They exchange jabs to the body as we cross the midway point of the 4th round, scheduled for 10 in a matchup at 140 pounds. Elvis Rodriguez 27 years of age, 13-1-1 with 12 KOs. Joseph Adorno, just 23 years of age. He's 17-1-2 with 14 knockouts. So both of them capable of providing the pop, but not much pop here tonight thus far. Final minute of the fourth. There's a left hook to the liver by Adorno that landed.
And let's remember, we talked about the fact that this is the longest layoff for Rodriguez. Now, we're used to long layoffs these days in boxing, but that could be having an impact on him as well.
Yeah, moments ago, that was a beautiful way to use the ropes for your advantage. Adorno pulling back and coming right back.
Adorno continues to try to break down the bigger fighter with the attack to the body, and Rodriguez responds in kind. Under 30 left in the fourth. Lead right hand by Adorno. Rodriguez angles away. You know, you want to work up a bit of a sweat prior to a fight, and here they are trying to pick up the pace, and they're doing just that at the tail end of the fourth. And it's Adorno with the better shots to the body.
Put those combinations together for me.
At the end of the round, we got some sustained action that we've been anxious for. Adorno going downstairs, which he's been doing. Now, when Rodriguez committed, Adorno tried to counterpunch him, almost got there, and then they did get a few punches in right there at the end of the round.
This is round number 5, scheduled for 10. Battle between 140-pounders, Elvis Rodriguez and Joseph Adorno. Rodriguez walking down Adorno. Adorno again continues to paw away with that jab. Adorno's favorite fighter, Floyd Mayweather Jr., turned 46 yesterday, and an Al Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, spent his childhood in the Minneapolis area. He's a styling and profiling 74 today.
Oh, my.
Even briefly attended the University of Minnesota, but a huge sports fan, a huge fight fan. Wishing the Nature Boy happy birthday.
Rodriguez coming in a little bit stronger in this round. He came in throwing more than 2 punches. But again, you know, he takes that step back and he resets.
You would think that if anybody was going to take the chance to start throwing big power punches, it would be Rodriguez, who is the natural 140-pounder. And while they both created knockouts, you get the impression Rodriguez might be the more powerful of the two. And yet he's being, you know, tentative about that.
And it really is whoever initiates a fight, like just perfect example right there, is going to get the best of the round and is going to be winning the fight.
Lead right hook to the body by Rodriguez, but Adorno counters and continues to work to the body, continues to try to stymie Rodriguez with the jab. Rodriguez does parry a lot of the jabs, but does not return fire.
You know, Adorno said that he thought if it went the distance, if it was a long fight, it would benefit him because he thinks Rodriguez gets tired.
Double right by Adorno. Nice counter shot by Rodriguez.
But the pace is not quick, so we'll see if that is the case.
Good counter right hand upstairs by Rodriguez.
And in this case, if it would benefit anyone, it will be definitely Adorno because he is working that straight right hand to the body a lot more.
And when Adorno, who has to try to close the distance in order to be successful, has had success, but Rodriguez has also been able to counter effectively with the right hook upstairs.
The other thing about Rodriguez, he can turn on the power in a fight. You know, we saw that 2 fights ago when he was struggling a little bit. All of a sudden, he turned on the power, and, you know, the fight was over.
And it almost seems like this is a style that Adorno is going to be fighting the entire fight. How he's set up right now, he's set up as a counterpuncher.
Yeah, good point.
And Rodriguez, at his best, is a mix, right, guys, of the power, you know, pressure fighter, but he can also box, and he wants to utilize some of that as well. As we reach the midpoint of this 140-pound contest, Adorno going to the body again, landing a left hook on the side of Rodriguez's head. So action beginning to pick up a bit here.
Well, Elvis Rodriguez going with the right hook, which, as I pointed out earlier, is a big power punch for him. That was a nice one and landed, but didn't have a huge impact on Adorno. And Adorno's never been down in his career, and he thinks he's got a pretty sturdy chin. Then, there's the body work. Well, Adorno trying to get downstairs and then trying to counter with the left hook. That, I hate to say it, that sequences this fight in microcosm. Fighters almost getting it done, but not quite.
Yeah, that was a perfect punch right after right hand you have to throw.
Keep your hands up and then you can do it.
right.
Don't let him rest when you land. You have to follow up.
Hearing from Marvin Somodio as well in Rodriguez's corner, an assistant who was a former member of the Philippines national amateur team. As we begin round number 6 here at the Armory, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the first of 3 fights coming your way tonight on Showtime Championship Boxing. As Rodriguez trying to put the pressure on now, puts together a combination, splitting the guard of Adorno. Adorno lead left hook to the body.
That was a beautiful left from Rodriguez. He just got to keep throwing that left. I mean, as a southpaw, that's your punch. Followed up with the hook.
Good combination by Rodriguez upstairs. As we bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farad. How do you have it at the halfway mark?
Mo, to be honest with you, I was kind of hoping you lost my phone number. But I have 48-47 for Rodriguez. You know, any judge will tell you rounds where almost nothing happens can be much harder to score than rounds where a lot happens. Not a lot has happened. First 2 rounds could have gone either way. Let's get back to the action, but I have 48-47 Rodriguez.
Thank you, Steve. Momentarily, Adorno thought that he had maybe got a knockdown, but for the ropes, but instead it's not a knockdown and the action resumes. But our unofficial scorer, Steve Farad, has it close. You look at the stats, they're almost identical, and that's not flattering, and neither is that.
You know, you can feel Rodriguez is saying, I've got to sit down on that right hook. And you can feel him starting to do it. He did try and do it there. Let's see if Adorno, as you point out, let's see if he sees that and can counter.
Oh, there's a counter right by Adorno, bouncing off of Rodriguez, who says, let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's going to create one thing or the other. Either he's going to commit and he's going to throw a lot more, or he's going to open up and Adorno's going to take advantage of that, just like he did with that hook.
Surely, with his hands full here, minute now left in the 6th round, and we talk about nearly identical stats. You saw evidence of that on the screen.
But that's the hook you want to look for all night if you're Adorno. Rodriguez is going to walk right into that one.
Yeah, and for Rodriguez, if he's going to throw that right hook, might be a good idea to double it.
Oh, counter shot by Rodriguez. Again, the lead right hand popping. Rodriguez gets clipped with a left hook by Adorno.
And that's because Adorno did double with
Oh, and there's a right hook by Rodriguez that caught Adorno upstairs.
It's heating up now. Nice 6th round for both fighters. Adorno, I believe, getting a little bit better shots, cleaner shots. But definitely Rodriguez trying a lot more.
Yeah, and Rodriguez landed some good shots as well.
Good counter, short right to the body by Adorno. Action beginning to pick up here at the Armory.
This is where Adorno was kind of hoping they might call a knockdown here. Well, that was, you know, it did. Whether that was a legal punch or not, that punch did create the situation where he went down. That's a very interesting point. Overhand right by Adorno, and then, you know, Rodriguez. So we pointed out how Adorno did some good work countering, and Rodriguez with some posturing. And here's trying to land the counter right, but it's actually Adorno, because he threw it as a double hook. Go first to the body and then to the head. He was able to land that second hook.
So for now, Rodriguez still has never been down as a pro as we begin round number 7.
In that replay, I like how Adorno switched it up to body to hug. You want to do that. You want to continue to switch it. I mean, change it up. You don't know if Rodriguez, doesn't know if he's expecting the body shot.
After the draw with Jermaine Ortiz, Joseph Adorno decided to no longer be trained by his father, Anibal, making the switch, and has had success now. As we mentioned tonight, has Indio Melendez in his corner. His normal trainer is a regular trainer, I should say, Raul Chino Rivas. Not with us tonight, as our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, has Rodriguez up by 2 points, giving him the last 2 rounds.
Both these fighters, excellent amateurs, both with close to 200 wins as an amateur. And Adorno especially didn't want to, he wasn't looking for the Olympics. He said, I was a pro to get an amateur to get ready to be a pro and turn pro early.
And hey, he beat Shakur Stevenson twice as an amateur.
Yeah.
Okay, as a preteen, but still.
Yeah,
wins are wins are
something
wins.
to brag about, yeah, of course.
They were very young, but he did get the wins. I can see Shakur Stevenson right now on Twitter saying, hey, I was like 4 years old when that happened.
Thankfully, I'm no longer on Twitter. Have at it, Shakur. Have at it. Under 90 seconds left here in the 7th. And by the way, Shakur Stevenson, one of the best fighters in the sport, as we just saw the best punch of the fight, the right hook. And it leads to the knockdown.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay there. Come here. You with me? Come over here. Okay.
You asked for it. You got it. The right hook of Elvis Rodriguez sent Adorno down for the first time as a pro, and still lots of time left in round 7. Blessed hands just got baptized by that right hook from Rodriguez, Abner.
Yeah, Rodriguez is a great finisher, but Adorno holding his own.
Back. Oh, just ate the right hook. Uppercut, but Adorno continues to stand his ground.
And that Adorno left took a moment ago kind of got Rodriguez's attention.
Toe to toe, center of the ring. The fight we all anticipated has definitely broken out here in the 7th stanza.
You want to close that guard if you're Adorno.
Beautiful right uppercut on the inside by Rodriguez. The counter by Adorno, but Rodriguez with the eye-catching, the thudding shots here in the 7th. What a round!
Water, let's go, let's go. That's the round, that's the round. Now we gotta work in the next round. Let's go, let's go. Put your hands down there. You gotta work. Listen to me.
Well, we talked all the way back around the keys about that right hook from Rodriguez. It's a beauty, and man, that was landed perfectly. And even then, Adorno, who is so tough, almost didn't go down. Now, here's where you can make a strong case, and the referee should have been in there
he should have.
to be perfectly candid. So Rodriguez kept punching, and Adorno was down. Now, here, we'll take another look at it. Just a compact right hook.
A really compact right short hook. It was Adorno that let that door open, and Rodriguez took advantage of it. And they took 2 free shots while he was down.
They're taking their sweet time. Time in.
An eventful 7th round of this 140-pound contest between Elvis Rodriguez and Joseph Adorno. The jab splitting the guard of Rodriguez. Adorno continues to try to establish his attack with the jab, but being corralled in the corner now by Rodriguez. The bigger Rodriguez putting the pressure, looking to detonate another right hook.
Well, we said it, what, a round or two ago. You could feel Rodriguez saying, I'm going to set down on that right hook no matter what happens. And ultimately, it had a good result for him.
Anytime you connect at 50 or over percentage as power puncher, you're doing a great job. He's at 57% now as Elvis Rodriguez. And remember that power outage way back in round 1? They've turned on the lights.
And let's not forget, both fighters have power. And it was just the right moment, the right opening for Rodriguez, and he took it and he got it.
They turned on the lights while Rodriguez was trying to make it lights out for Adorno in that 7th round. And moving ahead unofficially on Steve Farhood's scorecard is Elvis Rodriguez. And there's a right hook to the body of Adorno as he was trying to escape.
And you know, Adorno coming up from 135, but we talk about that he has some pop. If he didn't have any pop at all, he wouldn't have survived the last round, because the fact that he was able to nail Rodriguez with a couple of decent punches kept him in the round.
Gets nailed with the left hand, but again, the gutsy Adorno moves forward with a couple of left hooks of his own and goes right to the body with a straight right.
And that's a great point out, and that's the reason why Rodriguez is not going for the kill right now, because he sees an Adorno that is back on his game, being sharp with the jab. You know, he's aware, he's back. But again, you know, speaks of the power that Adorno has still in this fight. Beautiful.
Final minute of the 8th.
Yeah, we haven't even seen Rodriguez's straight left yet. You know, and he's got, as I pointed out, he gets a lot of knockdowns with that as well. So he's going to try and get that punch going through.
Oh, digging to the body with that right was Rodriguez. And while the offensive stats may still be relatively muted, we are starting to see Elvis Rodriguez sit down on his punches, land that right hook, but Adorno's still doing a good job of avoiding some of those sweeping right hooks upstairs.
A lot of those shots, you know, for his own good, he's being really, he's working with that guard, that defense that he has right now, and that's perfect. Ooh, that one almost hit.
Stood him up! I cannot believe the beard on Adorno. He just got rocked again with a right hook, and he's still fighting back. Someone check out his DNA. Wow! He got momentarily frozen with that right hook.
Well, the right hook that Morrow alluded to just landed perfectly again. And yeah, it did momentarily kind of freeze Adorno. He literally had
giving him.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of rolling there from Adorno that took a lot of that, you know, that power away.
He was trying to, I think, to compose himself. Literally almost like commentary on the punch. And he's lucky that he didn't get nailed by Rodriguez while he was doing that. But the right hook of Rodriguez, and that's the major theme in this fight.
The penultimate round. This is round number 9. 140-pound action. The 140-pound division bookending tonight's competition here at the Armory. Main event for a vacant 140-pound title. You talk about a much-anticipated, mouth-watering affair. And here we are just at the end of the 2nd month of the year, already a plethora of Fights of the Year candidate. And, well, we could have another candidate for Fight of the Year in the main event. And looking forward to that matchup. But here, Rodriguez looking to continue to put it on Joseph Adorno, who always continues to fight back.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, Rodriguez is seeing a round here he's never seen before. Never been to the 9th round. He's never been 10 rounds. Adorno's been 10 round one time. So this is new territory for Rodriguez, but obviously the fight is going his way, so it's not like he's going uphill.
Yeah, especially in these last 3-4 rounds for Rodriguez have just been phenomenal. Power shots.
Adorno felt that if they could reach these rounds, he would be the better fighter, but he has taken the punishment in the last few rounds.
And our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, has given Rodriguez the last 4 rounds.
And really what turned this around for Rodriguez is...
Right left hand by Rodriguez and a right hook there. Sorry, Abner.
No, it's exactly that. He found a home for that hook. And once he saw it, he kept going with it. And not just that, the combination of the punches. He's following up with not just one punch.
There's a lead left, but a double jab returned by Adorno. Just over a minute left in the 9th. And there Adorno goes to the body with a lead right hand, trying to slow down the bigger Rodriguez. Final minute of the round. Rodriguez closes the distance, catches Adorno with a right uppercut on the inside.
And one of the things Rodriguez has done better is get Adorno against the ropes at various times during this last few rounds, and that's been where he's done his best work.
And Adorno relegated to throwing the jab, most of which have been blocked and missing wildly with that sweeping left hook upstairs.
Yeah, Rodriguez taking these rounds because Adorno is just waiting for that hook. He's trying to counter just one punch.
And we saw Rodriguez again lead with the right hook upstairs. There's the jab to the body by Rodriguez. Final 3 minutes ahead as Adorno rushes in, trying to catch Rodriguez.
Cut!
Let's go, let's go. Don't look outside. Concentrate here. Do not pay attention to anybody. This is the last round, and we got to be really alive. Move, move. You got to move then in the ring. I know that. I don't want you hanging around. I want you right in the center. Do not stay on the ropes. Now I want you to stay right in the middle and start using the jab.
Okay, ahora quiero que saquen. Let's go about that. Go out there, fight this guy. All right, he wants to quit. All right. Make him quit.
Second up. Second up.
The center of the ring, this is round 10.
Freddie Roach exhorting Rodriguez to make Adorno quit. 10th
Bueno.
and final round.
Yeah, and there was something said in Adorno's corner. He told his coach something in the ear, and the coach just said, well, use the entire ring then. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know what it is, but Rodriguez has been sent for the kill.
Stop! Legal.
They have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to deliver on their promise to end the fight via a knockout. And on our unofficial scorecard, Adorno needs the KO.
Yeah, the 10-8 round for Rodriguez was certainly an exclamation mark, point for this, along with the latter part of the fight when he controlled these rounds.
Yeah, the first couple of rounds were really, really close fights. Yeah, rounds, I'm sorry. Both fighters not doing much.
Nice counter right hand there by Adorno. The question is, let's face it, he's a 135-pounder coming up to 140. His power is 135 against secondary fighters for the most part. Can he hurt a Rodriguez? So far it doesn't appear that way, and he's going to need to, obviously, in his 10th round.
Round 7 was where Rodriguez dropped Adorno with a right hook. Adorno going down for the first time as a professional. He'll have to try to summon up whatever ounce of power and whatever's left to try to deliver the Hail Mary as Rodriguez closes in, looking to close the show with a minute left in the round.
He landed that left, but there was the right hook that again stunned Adorno.
And just scored with a nice combination, curling the right hook around the high guard of Adorno before sending a battering ram of a left hand, splitting the guard. Beautiful double left hook by Adorno, first to the body, then to the face.
And just to add a little bit to what you said earlier about Adorno not bringing up the power to this weight class, I think in this fight in particular, Adorno did not have to show any power. He did not. Why load up on punches? If you're known for a volume puncher, you got to throw more than one punch. You're not in this weight class. This is you don't have to show power here.
Adorno going to the power, and he got caught, slipped, but did take a punch, and referees ruling it a knockdown.
Wow. That's intriguing.
6, 7, Hey, come here. Come here. Look like a punch to me.
Officially, it will be the second knockdown of the fight, the second time Adorno's gone down in his career. This one goes the 10-round distance. The boos in round one turned into cheers after Elvis Rodriguez turned it up in the second half of the fight and scored the knockdown in round 7 and then scored the, well, controversial knockdown here in the final round.
And you know, for Rodriguez, well, we'll take a look. Let's revisit that moment and see what we see. Adorno felt like he slipped, and we'll watch his left leg. And yeah, he slips.
Yeah, he slipped.
And it didn't look. Maybe on the logo there, it just didn't look like there was
it's wet in the corner.
A punch that landed there. We'll take another second look at it to give us an idea. Now that we even have a better view of it, and there were, you know, the one left hand did land a little bit there, but it's hard to make a case that created the knockdown, but it was called a knockdown, so it is official. The point about Rodriguez in this fight, I think, is he's the first time he's gone 10 rounds. He's had a little bit of a reputation for fading a little bit in some of the rounds through rounds 8 in some fights. He certainly put that to bed and fought well in the second half of the fight.
Yeah, definitely the case for Rodriguez in this fight to showcase, to show his power, and he did it against Adorno, knocking him down 2 times, hurting him various times, and just, you know, putting more pressure and really initiating the fight.
And the numbers demonstrate that while they're obviously not eye-popping in terms of volume, what's most important are 44% of the power punches for Rodriguez, and only one power punch was the most important, and that is that around, as we suggested, the keys to victory, the right hook was gonna be the punch for Rodriguez. In round 5, he found it, and then he kept using it during the course of this fight. Go inside the ropes and see this fight in microcosm. Early on, Adorno was having some success countering, but here's where the fight changed. This is where, as we pointed out, the right hook became a big weapon for Rodriguez. And astonishingly, Adorno didn't go down from the first punch. Now, here, the referee trying to get in there so there's not more damage done. And that right hand, even the uppercut, became a big weapon. There was the right hook in the later rounds that did not send Adorno down, though it landed dramatically. And, you know, he found the weapon that worked for him, did Rodriguez, and this young man probably, we anticipate, that led him to a victory. We'll see.
With the official decision, here is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Judge at ringside, Patrick Morley scores the bout 94-94, even a draw. Overruled by judges Mike Fitzgerald, who scores the bout 95-93, and Scott Erickson, who sees it 97-91 in favor of the winner by way of majority decision, the Dominican Kid, Elvis Rodriguez.
Scores were all over the place, and in the end, Elvis, the Dominican Kid Rodriguez, will pick up the important victory, improving to 14-1-1, going the 10-round distance for the first time, winning via majority decision as Joseph Adorno tastes defeat for the second time in his career. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mauro, thank you very much. Felix De Jesus will translate. Elvis, congratulations. What turned things around for you after a seemingly very slow start?
Después que comenzaste muy tarde en la pelea, ¿qué cambió?
Long time, no fighting.
The layoff.
Yeah. 1 year, 12 months. And I learned too much in this fight. But
too much experience in this fight.
Too much experience.
Yeah.
So you think that you were rusty to start off the fight?
Estaba un poquito oxidado, ¿no? Para esta pelea.
Yeah. I told you, a long time no fighting. I want more active this year.
So then the right hook came to life, and you found some of your timing. What changed the complexion of the fight?
¿Qué cambió ahí?
Yo soy good boxer, good movement. And dile que lo encontré con el gancho ahí y ya ahí pude entrar en ritmo porque encontré la distancia.
After he found that right hook, then he started getting into the rhythm. He started to get the timing correctly.
Let's take a look at that timing if we can right here at the monitor. The first knockdown. Tell us from your vantage point what you were seeing,
¿Qué
Elvis.
pasó aquí cuando lo noqueaste la primera vez?
Bueno, me di cuenta que lo lastimé porque le llegué bien, el gancho lo cogió bien y vi que él cayó al suelo y pensé que lo tenía, pero se paró y siguió peleando.
Yeah, no, as soon as I hit him with the right hook, I saw that I hurt him, and I thought I was going to finish him, but he was standing up, he kept going.
A tough guy, wasn't he?
Difícil el Adorno.
Sí, se mueve bien, es un buen boxeador, le doy mucho crédito también por tomar la pelea, una buena experiencia para mí.
I definitely give him credit for taking this fight. He's a very good fighter, he stands up, good fighter.
And here at the 10th round.
Y aquí en el 10º asalto, ¿qué pasó?
Sí, en el 10º asalto le llegué con una buena izquierda y lo tumbé, sentí que le di. No le llegué bien en lleno, pero sentí que le di y él cayó.
Yeah, it wasn't a full-fledged left that I hit him with, but he did fall on that one.
And what would you like to do next now, Elvis?
¿Qué ahora, próximamente?
Bueno, como te dije, quiero estar más activo este año, para el gimnasio de nuevo, mejorar y... O sea, quiero estar más activo este año, no quiero durar tanto sin pelear.
No, he wants to be more active this year, not that long of a layoff, and back to the gym.
Not going to wait another year. Congratulations, Elvis.
Muchas gracias.